What's up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining me here for this Tabletop Takeout Tuesday, indeed. So I'm doing something a little bit different since this is the Halloween month, and I am all about horror, and in this case, horror games. So we are going to do, for Tabletop Takeout Friday, my 5 favorite Halloween party games. Woo! This is going to be fun. These are games that you can play with more than 4 people, 5 people. You know, you have a little bit of a gathering together. Yeah, some of these games are pretty quick too, so you can get around to 5, 6, 7, 8 people, and it'll be over in no time. Yeah, there's not enough horror board games, I think. At least there's not enough horror board games that aren't specifically just zombies or based on the literary work of H.P. Lovecraft. And some of them are going to be on this list, maybe. Not sure. You're going to have to wait and see as we drop this list for the Halloween season. It's going to be good. So what are some of your favorite party games to play on All Hallows Eve? I'd like to know. Because if it's a game I don't know about, I want to know about it. In fact, I may even want to add it to the Nerd Wasteland's collection of games. But before I do that, I'm going to have to know what it is that you think is a good or great horror-based party game. There's a few of them out there. I think I got enough for a list of 5. All right. Well, from what I can see, looks like the bench is clear. So that's going to be our cue, our signal to head on over the bench, sit down, and talk about this. So I'll see you all down on the bench. Thank you so much for deciding to join me down here at the bench. So I wanted to talk today, this has been a little bit of a change up for this month because I have so much material that I want to drop. I just don't have time for everything, so I'm kind of superseding some things here. So the Tabletop Takeout Tuesdays are gonna be, overtaken by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Big Johnny, keep my favorite. And for this one right here, we're starting off with my 5 favorite Halloween party-style games. So starting all the way at the bottom and working our way up to the top is number 5. Now, number 5 technically shouldn't be on the list because it's a game I haven't played. Is this yellow journalism? No, not really, my friends. Although I haven't played this game, that's because the game isn't available yet. It's a game that I kickstarted. Actually, my wife kickstarted for me. Ooh, what a good wifey. And that's a game by a company I've never heard of before, but I love their name. The Pandemonium Institute. That is a fantastic name for a company. So this game is good for 5 to 20 players, ages 13 and up. And this game should take about 30 to 120 minutes. First game will probably be longer. So this is a fantastic bluffing game. This is a bluffing game of good versus evil. And it's also a socializing game, because the game is played in 2 phases, a night phase and a day phase. And during the night phase, the player running the demon, and nobody knows who that is. During the night phase, when everyone else is asleep, the players have their eyes closed. The demon will communicate with the game's storyteller and tell them who they kill that night. Now, during the day phase, this is where the socializing comes in. The rest of the players are going to get to all the players actually are going to get to socialize and talk about what happened and who they think might be responsible. This game definitely, like the next game on this list, has mob mentality. Now, the storyteller in this game is kind of like a dungeon master or game master. It definitely skirts both types of running things. Already said storyteller, game master, dungeon master. I don't know what other phrase to throw in there. But yeah, it does. It combines that, giving the storyteller, the one running the game, the moderator, giving them a little bit of freedom that usually is only seen with a dungeon master. I'm talking about lying. Lying to make the game better, fibbing a little bit here and there to keep the game interesting, and that really caught our attention. Now, something that's different with this than most, though not all, of these hidden role social games, unlike them, if you're killed, you're not necessarily really out of the game. You stay on as a ghost, and you still get a vote. Now, the last thing I want to say about this game is it's absolutely beautifully designed, fantastically designed. The game box itself is the game, in a sense. It looks like a giant book, a tome, a grimoire, and it opens up, and it has a play area for the storyteller to keep track of everything, to keep track of which players do what, say what, accuse who, and you don't have to rely on just memory, like a lot of the other moderator-style games. This game caught our attention so fast, so hard, that we backed this immediately. And although we're not going to get this game delivered to us by this Halloween, look forward to it in the new year. Game number 4 on the list. Now, this follows on the heels of Blood on the Clock Tower. Now, I say that because it's another social deduction game, hidden role, hidden traitor style game. There's a few of them out there, and I mean a few of them by this particular company, Bezier Games. Did I say that right? Bezier Games? And they have a series of games, One Night and One Night Ultimate. And the last word is dependent on what it is. One Night Ultimate Werewolf, Vampire, Alien, I think they have superhero, supervillain. They have a whole series of these games. And if you really want to get into the meat of it, these are quick play games. So One Night Ultimate Werewolf is 3 to 10 players, ages 8 and up, and should take about 10 to 15 minutes. You can combine this game with One Night Ultimate Werewolf Daybreak. This is a really fast play game. It's also a fast game to teach and learn. You don't need a moderator or storyteller in this version, in the ultimate version. And that goes a long way, because sometimes the same person gets bogged down being the moderator or storyteller all the time, and they don't get a chance to experience the game. Again, we're talking social deduction, and we're talking mob rules, a mob mentality. Who is the murderer? Who is the werewolf, the vampire, the alien? Who could it be? I say it's you! Kill him! You might not be right. In fact, early on in the game, you're almost never going to be right because there's so many choices. This is an award-winning game in an award-winning series. This makes a great party game anytime, but especially so for Halloween. Number 3 coming down the pipe. We're a little bit more than halfway through now. So the number 3 game on this list is by Asmodee. I've been digging their games. And this is Bang! The dice game, The Walking Dead. There's also a card game version of it as well. Now the dice game plays up to 3 to 8 players, ages 8 and up, and should take about 15 to 30 minutes. Even your first game shouldn't take much more than 30 minutes. 40, 45 at tops. So as I said, this is a great familiar franchise with the whole Bang system, award-winning game system. I love Bang. I love the variations of it. They are so fast to play, they're easy to learn, and so quick to teach. This is another one of those hidden role games where you don't know exactly who is who. Well, you know who they're supposed to be, but you're not sure if they really are who they say they are. It's a great game, and it's perfect for a Halloween night party. Oh, number 2 on the list. Coming down number 2. I did not check last year's list, so I'm not sure where this falls. It may have been number 1 last year, but this year I know. Number 2, Steve Jackson Games, Zombie Dice. Now, this is probably the hugest played game on this list, as it can accommodate anywhere from 2 to 99 players. I think they only say 99 just to put something there. I think if you have 100 players, you're not going to throw one person out. And it's also another fast game. You're going to play it in under 30 minutes, maybe even under 15 minutes, especially if it's only 2 or 3 players. This is a really fun dice chucking game. I love chucking dice, especially when you get a handful of them. And this game, you're chucking dice and trying to see if you, the zombie, can eat up to 13 brains before anyone else does. And you don't even get the points until you cash out, until you stop pushing your luck and decide, all right, I'm good, I'm out. And only then will you get your points. This game is also so easy to travel with. It's small, it's compact, you can bring it with you anywhere. And you can throw it down on the table, and even people that haven't played the game will be able to play it within 5 minutes or less. And let's not forget the great expansions that this game has as well. There's Zombie Dice 2, which adds in, it's called the double feature, and it adds in 3 new dice that you can port some of the original dice out to put these in. There's a hunk and a hottie, and they're cool because they can save each other. They can save each other. If you have one of them caught and you get shot by the other, they save the other one. Even if it wasn't the 3rd shot to put you out of the game, they're going to pull their friend out. The other die it comes with is Santa Claus. Oh, Santa Claus. And he has some special gifts, including an energy drink that will make your zombie run faster, canceling out when the humans run away from you. Also, maybe Santa will give you a helmet, and that will give you an extra shot. You'll be able to take 4, not 3 shotgun blasts. And then, of course, the Zombie Dice 3, the school bus. This introduces a large 12-sided die, and as the title says, it's a school bus filled with kids. And you're a zombie and you break into it. Feeding frenzy. Possibly, if the bus doesn't stop short and send you flying through the windshield. Zombie Dice is a great game to have at any party. Now, my friends, you've been waiting patiently to find out what my number 1 Halloween party game is. And this is a game by Plaid Hat Games. Actually, this is an expansion. This is weird that I'm putting it here because it's an expansion that can't be played alone. But to play it with the base game, or games, is awesome! And that game is Dead of Winter, Warring Colonies. So Dead of Winter was the first game in the series, quickly followed by The Long Night. You can play either of these games without the other one. They're both core games. They're both base games, so to speak. Or you can combine them, and you can use the different survivors, and gear, and items from both games together. Now, if you have both games, or even just one of them, and you get Warring Colonies, it'll add more. It'll add more survivors, more items, more gear, sure. But if you have both of the games, and you get Warring Colonies, then you can combine them. And that'll play from 4 to 11 players. Now, the series is good for ages 12 and up, and overall should take about 45 to 120 minutes. But that's with an average small size group. I'm not 100% sure that 120 minutes is going to be true if you have 10 or 11 players. Let's be honest. Now, in this game, you and the other players are going to be playing, as the game says, as the game is titled, you're going to be playing Warring Colonies of Survivors. And you're warring because there's only so many resources at hand, and you need them. To hell with the others. You need them for you and your friends and family, your group of survivors. But this game also adds in a troublemaker, so to speak, the lone wolf. Someone that's out on their own and doesn't care for or think they need the help of any other group of survivors. And this is a wild card factor that really explodes the game, I think, because it adds in a factor that you were not expecting, that you never know exactly what this individual is going to do or why they are doing it. But ultimately, my favorite aspect of any of these games, and I'm hoping it's going to be one of my favorite aspects of the upcoming Gen 13 by Plaid Hat Games as well, because they're also using a crossroad card system in this. Now, the crossroad card systems, as they're presented in Dead of Winter, these are hard choices. These are responsibilities that are going to harm other people, but you need, or do you? You need to do these things. This is the example I've used before talking about this game, because I don't want to give too much away, so I keep using the same example. So if you've already heard me talk about this game, you might know what I'm going to say. And that's that we were playing one game, and you control a group of survivors, plus there's also helpless survivors that you're protecting. And the crossroad card, some of the survivors, and the crossroad card, some of the survivors, the helpless survivors, they thought I was being stingy with the food, and they broke into the pantry and stole all the food. So I had a choice. Either, basically it came down to, do nothing, just verbally chastise them, or kick them out of the colony. I kicked them right out of the colony. You can't do that. There's a limited amount of food. We got zombies outside trying to eat us. It is the coldest winter ever recorded. People are dying from the cold. And you want to steal food from other people's mouths? No, you're not a team player. Get the hell out of here. And I did. I threw them out. And there are a lot of other cards, a lot of tougher cards, more adult cards, adult situations, and they have little markings on them, which tells you if they are adult. And so this way you can choose not to have them in the deck. I never take them out of the deck. If you do, that's fine, as long as you're having fun with the game. But me, I have more fun with the really difficult, hard adult choices. And the last thing I want to say about Dead of Winter is most games, they go crazy for miniatures. In a lot of cases, the miniatures look good, even unpainted. But it adds to the price of the game. So some companies like to use standees with art on them. And that's what Plaid Hat Games does with Dead of Winter. And let me just say that for cardboard standees, these are magnificent. I love the art on them. They just grab you. They reach out and grab you and force you to look at them and deal with the character that it is depicting. Yeah, nobody ever talks about the standees in a game. But these are really good. I just had to mention it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big and keep my favorite.
All right, so there you go. My 5 favorite for 2019 Halloween party games. So what are some of yours? I think I asked that in the intro, didn't I? What are some of your favorite Halloween or just scary monster style party games? When I say party game, I mean something that's going to handle more than 5 players, right? What are some of your favorites? Was it something I mentioned? If not, put it in the comment so I can discover the game. And maybe you liked my list, but you didn't like the order it was in. If so, let me know what order you would have put these games in. But thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out, Two Gun Pixie, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's always so cool and nice when you go over and see what we're doing over there. So thank you very much, everyone. We do appreciate it. We also appreciate everyone that's been going over to the Two Gun Pixie Zazzle store and checking out some of our cool, nerdy, geeky, and RPG-inspired designs on hats, shirts, mugs, steins, anything I can slap an image on. And there's been people going, taking a look. I've noticed there's been a few sales. And the only reason we have sales is because you've been looking. So thank you very much for just going over and seeing if there's anything that catches your eye. You're so cool. But ultimately, as always, the biggest thank you is to all of you who join us here on YouTube. You subscribe to the channel, you watch the videos, you like, you comment, and when we're lucky, and I know it's happened a few times, so thank you, you share our videos. That is the greatest thank you can give us. As far as I'm concerned, that's the greatest thank you can give to just about any content creator, at least a small YouTuber, is to share our work and let other people discover us. So thank you all. You're very awesome individuals. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. The Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming, and my friends, I am out of here. Oh, wrong way.